Good morning, my viewers, and welcome to this show. Tonight, we are preparing to look at the possibilities of the impeachment motion that is happening tomorrow, uh, Tuesday, on 8th of October 2020, on 8th of October 2024. The impeachment motion has been presented to the Parliament. But I don't want to go into merit and demerits of the motion as it will be discussed tomorrow by the members of parliament. But I would want to take through the process of impeachment and eventually what happens if the deputy president is impeached. But during the public participation we saw from Friday that majority of Kenyans tend all the people out there who don't know if they are being misinformed or they are being ignorant of the constitution we have is that they are saying both the president and the deputy president should go. I want to distance the president from the deputy president and the deputy president from the president. Unfortunately, the motion before the House is the impeachment of the deputy president. I am not going to discuss the person holding the office, but I will discuss the office. I want to restrict myself into that so that I can stay relevant to what I want to say. The impeachment process is not in question. Impeachment of the president and the deputy president goes through parliament. If the members of parliament meets the threshold to impeach, then the motion proceeds to the Senate, where the deputy president will be put on trial. This is where the merit and the demerits of the motion will be argued. The deputy president will be given an opportunity to be listened into. Luckily enough, or unluckily enough, if the wishes of the members of parliament are affirmed by the Senate and the deputy president gets to be removed from office by meeting the threshold from the Senate, then the deputy president will have an avenue to appeal in the judiciary the decision of the Senate. But in the event that the Senate does not approve the motion once it gets there, then that means the deputy president will go back to office and continue serving the people, the great people of the Republic of Kenya, as they were elected together with the president to serve the people of Kenya. Why have I decided to do this script tonight? It's because I want to debunk the knowledge and the notion that is out there for the people of Kenya to demand, as of this time, the president and the deputy president to vacate office at once. To me, in my opinion, I don't feel, regardless of the troubles we have, regardless of the issue we have with governance, regardless of any other issue we'll be having, it will not be wise for us to have a deputy and a president vacating office from at the same time. Once the president leaves office, according to the constitution, the deputy president is sworn in as the president. In the event that both of the president and the deputy president are not in office once, as the section of Kenyans are anticipating, the Speaker of the National Assembly takes over for 90 days. Where election is held, then we can plan for an election to elect the president together with his or her deputy. The circumstances we are having right now, we don't have an electoral body to hold the presidential election. So Kenyans needs to come into terms with that one, that we cannot anticipate the scenario where the president and the deputy are not in office at once. So that one, to me, I'll disagree. If they want to impeach the president, they will impeach the president separately And if they want to impeach the deputy president, they will impeach the deputy president separately. So in the event today, if the deputy president, for example, is impeached, the president will have an opportunity to appoint a new deputy president who will go through parliament again. Once approved by parliament, will be appointed the deputy president. Once sworn in, then start the process of impeaching the president. The president is impeached, the new deputy president can assume office, who eventually will appoint another deputy. But are we going to go through this process? The answer is no. The process we are being treated to today is very political. In Kenya, anything that happens is treated into political emotions. Number one, if you look at all through the impeachment that I've been able to go through, if the impeachment process that took place either the county level or the national level didn't have any political motive, it has usually been rejected by the Senate. But at any given point when it has a political motive, it has gone through. For example, look at the former governor of Kiambu, Ferdinand Waititu. Whatever happened to Waititu, was because of political. The cause was very political. That's why the Senate approved it, and Waititu didn't have enough muscle to go to the court to challenge the decision. So he gave up because politically he realized it cannot go anywhere. Look at the Nairobi governor, Mike Mbuvi Sonko. The same thing happened to him. But for the case of Governor Martin Wambora, he was impeached several times. But because the impeachment didn't have any political motive, the governor survived all the impeachment and he went on to serve 2 terms. Now he's a retired governor. The same case is happening in Meru for Kawera Mongaza. The impeachment has happened actually twice. Now the second one is in the court. The court have reinstated the governor to go back to work because she had been impeached by the Senate. So we will go on there. So we are waiting to see what will happen with the deputy president, but that is not the case, and that is not the reason why I want to talk about this one. I know many opinion shapers will make this and that about the impeachment process, but I'm here to inform the masses about the very fundamental unit that the Kenyan people needs to understand for us to have. If you go to Article 1 of the Constitution, it says that all sovereign power belongs to the people of Kenya and shall be exercised only in accordance with this Constitution. And that's why through elected representative, because Article 1(2) of the Constitution says the people may exercise their sovereign power either directly or through their democratically elected representative. Perhaps that's why the members of parliament are taking the impeachment process through parliament, because they believe they're representing the people, their constituents, which is a fact. But there are those ones who have been arguing that the Kenyan people can exercise that power directly by going to withdraw the president. It is okay, you can exercise that power directly, but you need to understand, once you decide to exercise your sovereign power directly, you are overthrowing the Constitution. But once you overthrow the Constitution, you're suspending the government, you're suspending the judiciary, you're suspending even the police, who are there by the virtue of the same Constitution. You are suspending your right to protest. You are suspending your right to protest. You are suspending your right for assembling. So there are some fundamental rights that you'll be suspending as a consequence of exercising your sovereign power as spelled out in the Article 1 of the Constitution. Me, I'm not a constitutional expert, neither am I a lawyer by profession. No, I'm just a mere citizen who consumes information, and when I read the Constitution, this is what I understand. In the event Kenyan people want to exercise their power directly, the military takes over because you've suspended the constitution, you have suspended the government, there will be no government. Now the police become civilians. They hand over the guns to the military. Now we are governed by the military under the martial law. Because whenever that one happens, the military, they don't use the constitution. The military, they don't use the normal constitution we use. They have their own laws. They have their own constitution. They have their own martial, what we call the martial laws. And that's why, if you work with the military, whenever you make a mistake, you are not subjected to the common law. You're subjected to what we call the martial laws. Then you will be tried in a martial court, prosecuted. If found guilty, you will be sentenced under those laws. Now, all of us will be subjected to those martial laws. What happens? The military now starts to rule us. Start what the Kenyan people want by wanting to exercise their rights. The rights we want to exercise, they're good, they're okay, but we must have a fact that in the event we attempt to exercise our rights directly, these are the consequences of it. So we cannot afford to exercise the Article 1 of the Constitution as it states for now. And that's why the primers of the Constitution anticipated in the event that this happens, now the military takes over. If the military takes over and rules Kenya, we don't know what's going to happen. We can no longer enjoy the civil rights we have. We can no longer enjoy right to protest. We cannot enjoy rights to any other thing. So we need to be very, very, very careful what we are calling for.